Politics has erupted over the Supreme Court's order on the Gyan-Vapi case. AIMIM chief Asauddin Owaisi has reacted strongly, expressing disappointment over the transfer of the case to Varanasi district judge. Talking about the Places of Worship Act 1991, he said the act was made to prevent future controversies. He's also recalled Supreme Court statement during the Ram Mandir hearing in 2019 and said the apex court had said the act is part of the constitution's basic structure, so it must walk the talk. He's accused the Varanasi district magistrate of supporting the Hindu side. BJP has hit back at AIMIM chief, accusing him of spreading rumors while transferring the case to Varanasi district judge. The court said the order from the 17th of May directing the protection of the Shivling will continue till the time there is a verdict, and further 8 weeks to give time to parties to file appeals.
एनकाउंटर भारत के रूल ऑफ लॉ को कमजोर करता है। ये देश चलेगा रूल ऑफ लॉ से, रूल ऑफ गन से नहीं। तो मैं एनकाउंटर के हमेशा खिलाफ था और सबको खिलाफ होना चाहिए एनकाउंटर का, क्योंकि ये इससे फिर कोर्ट की क्या जरूरत, फिर जजेस की क्या जरूरत, पुलिस की क्या जरूरत, संविधान की क्या जरूरत आपको। अगर आप उस खाती को सजा दिलाएंगे और उसको जेल में डालेंगे, तभी तो हम में और उन हैवानों में फर्क दिखकर आएगा।
The Supreme Court has transferred the Gyan-Vapi case to Varanasi district judge. While its order on protection of the Shivling and safeguarding right to namaz will continue for another 8 weeks, the biggest issue, that of whether the case is maintainable at all, is going to be decided on priority. What will be the implications? India Today's legal team decodes.
The Supreme Court of India has transferred the civil suit over Gyan-Vapi Mosque to the District Court in Varanasi. A 3-judge Supreme Court bench on Friday passed an order in a petition filed by the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Committee. The civil suit over Gyan-Vapi, which was being heard by a civil judge, senior division, will now be heard by the District Judge Varanasi. In some respite for the Mosque Committee, the maintainability of the case filed by the Hindu petitioners will be heard on priority. The Supreme Court has also ordered the district magistrate to ensure arrangements for namaz and wazu. The court's May 17th order directing the protection of the claimed Shivling will continue till the district judge gives a verdict, and further 8 weeks to give time to parties to file appeal.
माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय को लगा कि ये मामला इतना सेंसिटिव है और कॉम्प्लेक्स है, इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए उन्होंने डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज से सुनवाई का आग्रह किया है और उनको निर्देशित भी किया है कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज इसकी सुनवाई करे, ताकि एक एक्सपीरियंस्ड ऑफिसर और जितने भी रिपोर्ट्स और जितने भी एप्लीकेशन है सबों की सुनवाई माननीय डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज करेंगे।
The Mosque Committee has challenged the admission of Hindu petition by the local court, its order of videography, and its orders to protect the pond at the mosque site. The Mosque Committee argues the local court's ruling violates the Places of Worship Act 1991, which ensures the religious character of a place of worship as it stood on August 15, 1947. During the hearing, the Supreme Court asked whether the Places of Worship Act bars determining the religious character of a site. The question will now be touched upon by the District Court when it decides on the maintainability of the petition by Hindus. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now shifts to the District Court in Varanasi, which is expected to take up these matters very shortly. The Supreme Court will, however, continue hearing on the Muslim side's petition regarding their right to worship and the Places of Worship Act now in the second week of July. In New Delhi, with cameraman Ashwini Helan, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Well, it is now up to the Varanasi district judge to decide on the next date of hearing. But the discovery of a second Shivling-like structure on the mosque wall has added a fresh twist to this case. While the Muslim side has said the Shivling is the Wazu Khana, is a fountain, the second Shivling is undisputed.
A second Shivling on the wall of the Gyan-Vapi Mosque complex has triggered massive suspense. The latest images come just days after videos of another claimed Shivling in the Wazu Khana of the mosque emerged. The claim of the shivling in the Wazukhana has been contested by the Muslim side, which calls the structure a fountain.
The demolition is well known. It is historically recorded by the historians of the period. There is no doubt about it. Whether a single object discovered there belongs to the temple complex architecture or it does not, it is not of great consequence. As far as I have seen the picture, it does appear to be a shivling, but obviously close examination will be conducted.
But this second shivling is uncontested and undisputed. Ensconced in the wall, surrounded by lotus imagery.
Disc-like or tablet-like thing has been placed over it, and the mortar is seen. The white color mortar is seen, and perhaps white cement-like thing, and which was fixed over it, and just to distort the evidence of shivling.
The Hindu side claims that the Gyanvapi mosque was built after the Kashi Vishwanath temple was demolished by Aurangzeb. The shivling in the mosque wall could be a big push for the claim and could settle the shivling dispute forever. Bureau Report, India Today.
From the Punjab Congress chief to a Kaidi in Patiala jail, a year of downfall for cricketer turned Neta Navjot Singh Sidhu. The Congress leader spent a night in jail after the Supreme Court imposed 1 year rigorous imprisonment in the 1998 road rage case. On Friday, Sidhu sought more time to surrender before the court, citing health reasons. The court didn't entertain this plea. The Congress leader complained of having chest pain during a medical checkup after surrender. He was later sent to jail. He's been given prisoner number 241383 in Patiala jail. The road rage case haunting Sidhu dates back to 1988 when Sidhu got into an argument with a Patiala resident over a parking spot. Sidhu allegedly dragged him out of his car, hit him. The man later died. For months now, language war has been raging. Today, Prime Minister Modi settled the debate by declaring that all regional languages are worth worshipping. South superstar Kichcha Sudeep, who had sparked the language war by taking on Ajay Devgan over Hindi, has hailed the Prime Minister's message.
A massive face-off between superstars from across the country. Ugly personal attacks by politicians.
भाजपा भारतीय भाषाओं को भारतीयता की आत्मा मानती है.
And now, a unifying message by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India Today's agenda-setting newsbreak on the language war has gotten bigger and reached the Prime Minister himself. Declaring that all regional languages in India are worth worshipping, Prime Minister Modi stated that all dialects were a reflection of Indian culture.
भाजपा भारतीय भाषाओं को भारतीयता की आत्मा मानती है और राष्ट्र के बेहतर भविष्य की कड़ी मानती है. इसका जिक्र आज मैं विशेष तौर पर इसलिए करना चाहता हूं क्योंकि बीते कुछ समय से देश में भाषा के आधार पर नए विवाद खड़े करने की कोशिशें की जा रही है. हमें इससे देशवासियों को निरंतर सतर्क करना है.
That's right, India Today's big news break echoing with the top levels of the country. Prime Minister Modi asserting that prioritizing all languages in the national education policy reflects his party, the BJP's commitment to all languages. Also issuing stern caution, the Prime Minister also said that attempts were being made to deviate from the nation's development issues.
भाजपा भारत की हर भाषा में भारतीय संस्कृति का प्रतिबिंब देखती है. हर भाषा उसे पूजनीय मानती है.
Modi's comments come amidst an ongoing, raging debate over whether Hindi should be considered India's national language. While Bollywood actors have been batting for Hindi on India Today,
I think language is nothing. I think what's most important for me is the emotion. I think Hindi has been our national language, right through. So I think we should respect that.
Southern superstars have been hitting back aggressively.
When I said that, it is not a national language where you have to consider that as the one motherboard or the central focal point and everything is pan. Pan-India is, even if Hindi is doing a Tamil, Telugu, it's a pan-India. So it's got nothing to do with that, zone where we discriminate ourselves or we have found ourselves inferior or complexed.
I love, and I've always liked, Hindi cinema and stuff. I'm open if there's any great offer or if there's any nice film on my way. I'm definitely open to do a nice Hindi film.
I wasn't saying I wasn't keen to go into that direction. I was always saying that I wouldn't want to do Hindi films. I would always want to do Telugu films. This I've been saying it from a long time. So now I'm very happy that what I've been saying is happening.
The language controversy has turned totally personal as well recently, when Tamil Nadu's higher education minister made an ugly attack.
India, Tamil Nadu, we should have our own system because India is a nation, as the governor already knows, unitary in diversity.
One nation, many languages, that's the ethos of India, and that's the clear message from the Prime Minister. The big question is, on the back of India Today's big news breaks on this raging issue, do the Prime Minister's words settle the issue once and for all? Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, politics has exploded days after reports emerged about China building a second bridge across Pangong Tso. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi is up in arms against the BJP, taking a dig at the Saffron Party. He said India's national security and territorial integrity are non-negotiable. A timid and docile response won't do. Prime Minister must defend the nation. This comes after the Ministry of External Affairs earlier said India is monitoring the situation closely, responding to reports of China constructing second bridge on the Pangong Lake. The MEA said both these bridges are in areas under illegal occupation of China since 1960. Amid the lingering standoff between Indian and Chinese militaries, the construction of the second bridge has put the center under spotlight. Well, after spending 6.5 years in Mumbai's Baikula jail, former TV tycoon Indrani Mukerjea drives out in a Mercedes while laughing and waving her hands. Indrani ditched her grey hair look and donned a completely new look and returned to a sprawling flat, Marlow in posh South Mumbai. Indrani is accused of killing her 24-year-old daughter, Sheena Bora, in 2012.
Smiling, waving hands, hugging loved ones. After spending 6.5 years in jail, former TV tycoon and murder-accused Indrani Mukerjea walked out of the Baikula jail on Friday. Out on bail, the 50-year-old accused of killing her daughter, Sheena Bora, preached forgiveness.
Do you blame anyone for this particular incident?
It's all, it's all forgotten.
6.5 years of yours lost.
Empathy and forgiveness. I've forgiven all the people who have hurt me, that's all.
After a long prison life, Indrani is now expected to stay at her sprawling flat Marlow in posh South Mumbai.
Today I just want to look at the sky at night. I haven't seen the night sky for the last 6.5 years.
Indrani says she's writing a book.
Not a memoir, I'm writing something.
A book?
Yeah.
Something is cooking?
Yes.
What is it about?
I think I have seen, life from a different lens now because, I've met people from all walks of life and it's a journey. Like I said, it's been a journey And of course, I've learned to be more patient. You have to be patient and more empathy.
The Sheena Bora murder case had hit global headlines in 2012. Indrani had allegedly kept the real identity of her daughter Sheena from everyone, including her husband at the time, Peter Mukerjea. She had allegedly introduced Sheena as her sister to all. Indrani is accused of taking the help of her driver Shamvar Rai and her former husband Sanjeev Khanna in executing the gruesome murder that shocked an entire nation. Sheena's body was allegedly burned to ashes in a forest. Since the arrest, Indrani has separated from Peter Mukerjea, who is also a co-accused in the case. In March 2022, Indrani had written a letter to CBI director stating that Sheena Bora is alive.
I cannot talk about the case right now. The matter is sub judice. Any questions regarding the case, you can speak to Sana. अभी मैं वो केस के बारे में कोई बात नहीं कर सकती. जो कुछ भी आपको पूछना है इनसे पूछो.
Indrani has now come out of jail after securing bail from the Supreme Court on Wednesday. She's not allowed to leave India without the court's permission. Indrani has also had to surrender her passport before a special court. She's barred from contacting any of the witnesses in the case. Indrani also has to attend the trial regularly without seeking adjournments.
It was from right here that Indrani was arrested on 25th August 2015. Now, after 7 years and spending these many years in the prison, Indrani is finally back here at home. Now she's really hoping that this entire trial against her will speed up, which has been moving at a snail's pace, and will come to its logical conclusion soon. With cameraman Sahil Chauhan in Mumbai, Vidya for India Today.
Well, a Supreme Court appointed panel report has said the 2019 Hyderabad police encounter against 4 rape accused was a fake one. The 3-member panel report findings revolve around the alleged police encounter of those accused in the 2019 rape and murder of a 26-year-old. The findings reveal that all 10 policemen involved fired upon the accused with a deliberate intent to cause death. Calling it a staged encounter by the Hyderabad policemen, the court has asked for murder charges to be initiated against them. The Supreme Court panel was formed to probe the encounter of the 4 accused who were arrested for the gang rape and murder of a 26-year-old. She was raped, murdered, and her body set afire by the accused. The 4 accused were shot dead by the police at the scene of the crime, 30 kilometers away from the city. A shocking and gruesome murder has been caught on camera in broad daylight in Chennai. A group of bike-borne gangsters armed with machetes brutally attacked a man on the streets of Chennai's Aminjikarai. The gang lunged at the victim with their weapons. Passive bystanders, however, moved about with no intent to call for help. Fleeing on the bikes, the victim can be seen lying lifeless on the road. The victim was rushed to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries. Police officials have revealed there are several cases filed against the victim, including murder, sexual assault and harassment. A murder case has been filed against the perpetrators and the hunt for the suspects is currently on. Another horrific incident has been caught on camera, and this is from Bengaluru, where a speeding car rams into pedestrians. 4 innocent pedestrians on the streets of Bengaluru. In just few seconds, the car rams into them. 1 has succumbed to the injuries and 3 have received grievous injuries.